This is Brian O'Halloran, and you're watching the Popcorn Confessional on the Nerd Box. Sounds like a porn site.
Welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional, and this is Dave from Nerdbox, and I'm accompanied by my wife Jen, also from Nerdbox. And on this episode, we are talking about Clerks 3. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
That's how we did it in the 90s, son!
The Jersey crew is back in what Kevin Smith declares is the conclusion to the Clerks trilogy. Randall and Dante still own the Quick Stop and are coasting through life, putting in time on autopilot. Then, Randall suffers a widowmaker heart attack and decides that he needs to find purpose in his life and leave his mark by making a movie about his life as a clerk.
This was a fun adventure for us, not only because we got to see it in the theater with the person that introed the video, and that is Dante from Clerks, who is played by Brian O'Halloran, but it is the close of an epic 2 days of independent films, because the day before that we were on the film set of Stream, which is a horror movie that you will see sometime next year. It is from the Fuzz on the Lens crew that is bringing you Terrifier 2 in a few short weeks. The Clerks 3 is a lot of things. Some we cannot cover due to it probably being a spoiler. So I'm going to say this now. Go see the film if you're planning on watching the movie.
This will be spoiled online.
Exactly. This is going to have spoilers in it that's going to leak out, and you're going to probably see the stupid thumbnails on YouTube. They're like, oh my god! Or you're going to see something come out on Twitter or on Facebook, and somebody's just going to spoil it or say, what the F did I just see happen in this movie?
Yeah.
I have to say, this is Kevin Smith's second best film, if not his best film ever. Because the film is grounded in reality, because it focuses on Dante and Randall, who are now both middle-aged and are dealing with things that comes with that stage of life. The story that Smith tells here is a very personal one, not only because he also suffered a heart attack and kind of changed his thinking, and this is probably why you see him cry a lot more on his reviews, but it is a celebration of Clerks and the passion that he has for filmmaking. While we get all the jokes that you expect from a Kevin Smith film, especially involving the characters here in Clerks or what you see in Jay and Silent Bob, we have characters dealing with another crossroad in their lives. And that's where Smith drops an underlining theme that is told very brilliantly. It's not made fun of, it's handled with care, and it's strong. It's depression. When someone has a health scare, like Kevin Smith did, and as we see in the film with Randall, they realize their own mortality. And with Randall, it's only natural for him, or people that are experiencing this, to question their own purpose in life. So this is where you have Kevin Smith deliver how Dante and Randall deal with this situation in their lives brilliantly. It's just a powerful film.
Absolutely. 100%. This movie was so good. I really think that for many reasons it's my favorite Clerks film. I think it's also my favorite Kevin Smith film at this point. It's going to take a lot for him to top this one.
Oh, yeah.
I laughed, I cried, I laughed again, I cried again. I didn't expect to cry going into a Clerks movie, right? Who does that? But you do. And that's okay, because of the story that's being told and the way it's being told. And you know what I mean? You know these characters, right? We've been watching them since 1994 in the first Clerks film, and you get attached to them.
One of the cool things here is that this one was filmed back in New Jersey, back at the original stores, and it features all of the characters that were in the first film.
Yes, the customers. They went and found these customers 30 years later, right? Almost 30 years later. They found all of these customers and they were like, just, yeah, sure, we'll be in the movie.
Yeah, so typically when you're watching these movies, it's like, all right, let's look for the Easter eggs in it. But the Easter eggs is everything. Everybody that's in the film is an Easter egg just about.
Absolutely. And what makes it, obviously that it's the Easter egg too is because when they show you the person now, say the customer or the character, or one of their friends or whatever, they also show them in the past Clerk movies. Mm-hmm. So you get it all right there. You don't have to look for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the relationship with Dante and Randall, it's always been up and down in the films, right?
Yeah.
They're really good friends, but then they have an argument, then they're really good friends again. And that's been true in the first movie and the second movie, and that plays out a little bit here too. But it's, essentially you get to watch a movie where it's like, hey, where would these guys be? Randall was always kind of a grumpy teenager and a young adult, and now is he going to be the grumpier old man?
Yeah, and one of the things that, kind of comes out is that he's a little selfish, and I feel like he always has been. Mm-hmm. It's always been me. It's always about Randall, and he, even in this movie, he's like, well, I need to make a movie about my life. But it's really not his life. It's everyone's life. Mm-hmm. And so he has to kind of come to that realization too.
Yeah, and honestly, there had to be a Clerks 3. Right, regardless of whatever happens in this film. Yeah. Because at the end of Clerks 2, when they're looking around the store, they're like, oh, it's like crap.
Yeah.
We're back here again.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't care for it this much the first time around, and here we are again.
Can you feel it?
Feel what?
Today is the first day of the rest of our lives.
Right, so this is the perfect end of a trilogy, as Kevin Smith introduces it as, saying, hey, this is the conclusion to the Clerks trilogy. And right now, with it being out only a few days and how well it's doing, not only is it being extended in theaters, but Kevin Smith is already on his road show talking about, hey, look, if you want a Clerks 4, maybe we'll do it.
Yeah, he has said that came straight from Brian O'Halloran. So that's not saying that it's like a definite thing, but it did come right from Brian O'Halloran that they have been tossing around the idea of a Clerks 4 and also Mallrats 2. Mm-hmm.
Now you do have your regular characters. You have Jay and Silent Bob doing what they do. You have Randall and Dante being excellent as ever. Mm-hmm. You have a lot of your returning characters from 2, including one of my favorites, which was Elias.
Hello, pants.
Yep. To this day, it's not been told on this channel, but when I was in the theaters watching Clerks 2, and he starts talking about pillow pants, the troll, I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but my reaction was the same as Randall's, where I just stood there and my mouth slowly dropped with the explanation. I was like, what?
Well, we can't because of pillow pants.
The fuck's pillow pants?
Pillow Pants is a little troll who lives in her pussy.
Yeah. And he is no less amusing in this movie. Mm-hmm. In fact, more so in this movie. Oh my goodness.
And he's got a sidekick, so
he
that's
does. Fun. He's grooming someone. Mm-hmm. That's how it seems. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the journey in this film, while Randall is like, hey, I'm going to make a film, is your journey through past, and that's where you're honoring the film meta style, but then that's where you also get to relive a lot of the things that they're doing by them reenacting it.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
What's cool about this release right now, it is a Fathom event. It is not a cheap Fathom event where you get nothing at the end of the movie. So you get a mini documentary at the end,
told by Kevin Smith and also the characters.
Yes, which was great in itself. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that Kevin Smith was wearing a jersey that said Clerk.
Yeah.
The documentary.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that piece.
Yeah.
But also, there is not an end credit scene, but there is an end credit monologue told by Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
So that is definitely one to check out. And then we were fortunate enough to, like we said, we got to sit down and watch it with Brian O'Halloran, and he did a Q&A at our theater afterwards.
Yeah, so he introduced the movie, which was awesome, obviously. And then there were some people who came in late, and he was like, hey, I'm Brian O'Halloran, I play in this movie, and you'd know that if you weren't fucking late. So, you know, in Dante's way that he does.
Yes.
So that was great.
I'll tell you, the Q&A was heavier than the movie because he talks about the underlying theme
Yeah.
and how it impacts people's lives, and I guess you can really tell how it impacted Kevin Smith and all his friends around him. So
Yeah.
that was pretty touching too.
Yeah, I mean, even the Q&A had Dante or Brian O'Halloran crying and audience members crying.
he did.
So that was, yeah, it was really touching. It was a great experience. I am so glad that the movie was good because Brian O'Halloran was there in the audience watching it with us. So it would have sucked if no one laughed, but the entire theater was just laughing the entire time.
Yes. So if you go to Clerks3.movie, I think it is.
Yes.
The road show is going on, so you'll get to see Kevin Smith pop up in cities, and he's bringing certain cast members to each of those shows.
Yeah.
So you may be fortunate enough too, where you get to have one of the cast members pop in for a screening with you, which is pretty damn awesome.
It is pretty damn awesome. I think no matter which cast member it is, you'd be lucky.
Yes, definitely. Anyway, it is our quest for 5,000 subscribers, so you know what to do, right? If you are not subscribed to the channel, please click on that little button. Don't worry about the notification bell because the videos will be here when you're ready to watch them, because we have other things than just movie reviews.
Yeah, so make sure you subscribe
Yes.
and like and share.
Yes, because we have interviews with independent filmmakers and artists, just like Kevin Smith. And we not only have them on Down and Jean's Coffee House of Horror, but we also feature them in on 5 Things, and we collaborate with other YouTubers. So it's all about taking care of the little guy, right?
Yes.
So be a part of building Nerdbox to 5,000 subscribers. Have a chance to win the Strawberries and Scream signed by Matthew Lillard and David Arquette. If you're not tired of me saying it, I'm getting tired of saying it.
I'm getting tired of listening to him say it.
And until the next...
Wait, aren't we supposed to rate the movie?
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're in 31 Days of Halloween mode.
I am in 31 Days of Halloween mode. But let's talk about the rating for this movie. So...
Okay, so my rating is I would go see it again in the theater. Definitely. And I would also buy it. I want all of it.
Yes, I would go again and see it in the theater despite all the range of emotions it pulls out of you. It's just that damn good.
It's worth it.
Yes.
I know it sucks when it pulls out these emotions that you didn't want to have, especially watching a comedy by Kevin Smith, but it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure it's going to be snubbed for any awards this year.
Of course.
So what we'll be doing is, since we did it really last minute earlier this year, we'll put together our Not the Oscar show where everybody can be involved in this. And this one, and then you think of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, it's been a really damn good year for movies.
Yeah.
It's just that they've been all bunched up together and not spread out.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? We have like these lulls where like we have to watch something more than once because we have nothing new to watch. And now there's, especially the Cinemark, they have like 2-3 new movies a week, and we just, sorry people, we're not gonna have time to see all of them. We have kids and stuff.
But if you are wondering where some of the movie reviews are going, stop over to our Facebook page.
Yes.
We do written reviews there instead of filming all of them, so this way we can focus on the other content that we put out.
Yeah, focus on other content. Also, go to the movies and watch movies at home that have been suggested or that we just always watch every year. So, yeah, and we post it on our own personal Facebook pages as well as our Nerdbox page. And we tag each other, so, you know, if you're friends with one and not the other, you'll still see it.
Anyway, don't forget to
like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, and until the next, see ya.
Ya.